Shaina NC first, because I saw in that reaction the opposition looking to make this intensely political, saying that this is a duo that's allegedly had links with the BJP, and because it's now your government in power, which is why they're getting these lavish privileges. You're a Mumbai girl yourself. The Wadhawan brothers have misused this system for years. That's how the edifice of the DHFL was built. And what is shocking is, despite everything that's been exposed and found out about them, somehow they're able to manipulate your system and get away. What's going on, Shaina NC?
Rahul, firstly, let me correct you. They have been associated to leaders of which party we all know, and I don't want to be subject to defaming those leaders of the opposition on national television. Do understand this whole scam unearthed because of Kirit Somaya. Kirit Somaya, the BJP leader, brought all these facts to light immediately. The entire Wadhawan clan was booked and has been behind bars. So when it comes to transparency, accountability, we are the ones who stood to stand against these corrupt practices. The PMC bank scam has ruined the lives of so many people, not just from Maharashtra, but all over the country. And this has been a dedicated mission of the BJP to ensure that the guilty are brought to task.
Okay, let's talk about our investigation. On your watch, at a time when your government is in power, the Wadhawan brothers are able to use the excuse of going for medical checkups. They're having lavish meals, they're conducting their business. This, madam, is happening on your watch.
I want to say hats off to you and your journalism for unearthing these scams, and hats off to the Home Minister and the Home Ministry for coming on record and saying transparent practices, whether it is ensuring that there are no special privileges, all the kind of lacunas in the system. And Meeraji will bear with me, when it comes to a criminal who approaches the court and says that on medical premise they want to be in a hospital, that is not the jurisdiction of the government, that is the jurisdiction of the judiciary to decide. Having said that, if there are lacunas and lapses in the system, we stand corrected. We want transparency, we want accountability, but do understand that these guilty culprits were brought to task because of the political will of the BJP.
Okay, let Supriya Shirnath respond to the point that you're making, that their empire really flourished on the watch of the Congress and the NCP. Shaina's counter is they were brought down in this scam, exposed because of the work of one BJP leader. And if they've done this, which has been caught, congratulations to India today, but we'll work towards fixing it. Supriya Shirnath.
I think as somebody who's in public life, and particularly a woman, I would not want to associate with that BJP leader that she's referring to, for reasons that I think the entire country knows. I'd like to keep away from him. I have nothing to do with even naming him on the show, considering what he's been caught doing on camera, and otherwise I don't want to comment on that. I want to make a larger point here, and the larger point is, A, congratulations on the investigation. It tells you what is happening in our jails. It tells you the privileges that the rich and the famous enjoy. It tells you why the government is lenient on them. I'm not going to go much further, Rahul, and you said under your watch. That's the question you asked the BJP spokesperson. You know what has happened under their watch? Between 2010 to 2018, which includes 4 years of the Modi government and 4 years of the UPA government, they took loans of 42,000 crore rupees, actually a little over that. They began defaulting in 2019. It was found that they actually created 2.6 lakh fake PM Awas Yojana accounts, and guess what? That did not come in the PM Awas Yojana audit. It actually came when Yes Bank was being audited. So this is the brazenness with which they had oiled the BJP machinery with money. And let me also tell you, they duped the country and honest taxpayers of 35,000 crore rupees. But guess what? Who was accepting donations from them despite the lid being off the scam? The Bharatiya Janata Party. I have proof here which I have got from the Election Commission. 10 crore was taken from RKW developers owned by the promoters of DFHL. 10 crores from Wadhawan Global Capital Limited associated with them, 7.5 crores from Darshan developers. So altogether 30 crore rupees were taken from the Wadhawan brothers. And why don't I believe this is quid pro quo? You continue to take political donations from scamsters who are lodged in jail because you're giving them these privileges. And that's a direct quid pro quo that I can think about. I also want to say one last point before you go any further. This is perhaps the first in a series of scams that you're going to unearth where special privileges are going to be given to the rich and the famous. Mehul Bhai, the Prime Minister affectionately refers to him as Mehul Bhai. Why did he actually go in for an Antigua citizenship? Because we don't have an extradition treaty with them. And when Antigua asked for an NOC, despite Mehul Bhai regularly not being able to pay his loans, turning into NPS, defaulting, the NOC was given by the Modi government. And now the Interpol has withdrawn its red letter notice against him. Is that not quid pro quo?
Okay.
There are various questions that I can keep raising on the quid pro quo. But for now, the question is, you gave them donations, you got the luxuries in the jail. You can make a pretense of it.
Yeah,
for
okay,
all
let
I care.
Shaina respond, because that's a very serious charge. Linking it to donations emerging from an EC website declaration. So let Shaina respond to that.
Rahul, I'll just take 10 seconds. Please ask Supriya ji, who are the partners of Wadhawan, and in this whole monstrosity under the garb of being great donors that you are talking about, the partners were all from the Congress and the NCP, the leaders who everybody in Maharashtra knows. And if they have been partners in this whole scam, they too should be booked, in my opinion. I feel that when you do a wrong and you're trying to talk about, a justification, no, we're not justifying. We are praising you for bringing this to light, that there are jail authorities that can be maneuvered. There are systemic lacunas in the system, and the Home Minister himself has gone on record saying that we will bring them to task.
A lot of the rise of the Wadhawan brothers, Dr. Miran Bodwarkar, was linked to the kind of friends
that had the political will to put these
that the
people
Wadhawan
behind
brothers
bars.
were able
No
to
political
cultivate,
insulation.
and how they were able to manipulate that system. That was before this scam was exposed. What this Big India Today investigation demonstrates is, it's not just before the scam, even now after the scam has been unearthed, they continue to do this. In April 2020, they made headlines when they managed to evade the COVID lockdown. They traveled from Khandala to Mahabaleshwar to their farmhouse. When both Pune and Satara were in lockdown, they just skipped some summons before that saying that there's COVID and health is a priority. And yet they continuously seem to be able to manipulate the system. How do you think they're getting away with this, Dr. Bodwarkar?
So this is the arrogance of money and arrogance of political friendship. But first of all, I would like to congratulate Dipesh Tripathi and your entire team. And I wish and pray for more power to these young journalists, these cameras, these videos, because this particular issue of escort of prison inmates on various pretexts has been misused, and this particular case highlights it. Now, for the information of your general audience, escort is not provided by the prison authorities. So Dipesh is right when he says if 20 inmates need medical prison, in all probability Wadhawan brothers were given preference. They were repeatedly being sent to hospital on the clearance by the local jail medical authorities. So prison, then medical authorities, and then escort is provided by local police. So it's a conspiracy. Now, if they were going to a private hospital or to a government hospital, why were those doctors also making diaries eliciting their repeated appearance for medical examination or medical treatment in the hospitals? Therefore, those doctors, medical staff in the prison staff and police escort are all together, and corruption is so deep that we need not one Dipesh, we need many such exposes.